Sahih al-Bukhari 1481-1482. Narrated Abu Humayd as-Sa'idi. We took part in the holy battle of Tabuk in the company of the Prophet, and when we arrived at the Wadi al-Qura, there was a woman in her garden. The Prophet asked his companions to estimate the amount of the fruits in the garden, and Allah's Messenger estimated it at 10 asik, 1 waysak equals 60 sa'as, and 1 sa equals 3 kilograms. Approximately. The Prophet said to that lady, "Check what your garden will yield." When we reached Tabuk, the Prophet said, "There will be a strong wind tonight, and so no one should stand, and whoever has a camel should fasten it." So we fastened our camels. A strong wind blew at night, and a man stood up, and he was blown away to a mountain called Tai. The king of Elis sent a white mule and a sheet for wearing to the Prophet as a present, and wrote to the Prophet that his people would stay in their place and will pay jizya taxation. When the Prophet reached Wadi al-Qura, he asked that woman how much her garden had yielded. She said, 10 asik, and that was what Allah's Messenger had estimated. Then the Prophet said, "I want to reach Medina quickly, and whoever among you wants to accompany me should hurry up." The sub-narrator Ibn Bekr said something which meant, when the Prophet P.B.U.H. saw Medina, he said, "This is Taba." And when he saw the mountain of Uhud, he said, "This mountain loves us and we love it." Shall I tell you of the best amongst the Ansar? They replied in the affirmative. He said, "The family of Bani an-Najjar, and then the family of Bani Sa'ida or Bani al-Harith bin al-Khazraj. The above mentioned are the best, but there is goodness in all the families of Ansar." Sahih al-Bukhari 1483. Narrated Salim bin Abdullah from his father. The Prophet said, "On a land irrigated by rainwater or by natural water channels, or if the land is wet due to a nearby water channel, ushr, i.e. 1/10, is compulsory, as zakat, and on the land irrigated by the well, half of an ushr, i.e. 1/20, is compulsory, as zakat on the yield of the land." Sahih al-Bukhari 1484. Narrated Abu Sa'id al-Khudri. The Prophet said, "There is no zakat on less than 5 asik of dates, or on less than 5 camels, or on less than 5 awak of silver." Sahih al-Bukhari 1485. Narrated Abu Huraira. Dates used to be brought to Allah's Messenger immediately after being plucked. Different persons would bring their dates till a big heap collected in front of the Prophet. Once Al-Hassan and Al-Hussein were playing with these dates. One of them took a date and put it in his mouth. Allah's Messenger looked at him and took it out from his mouth and said, "Don't you know that Muhammad's offspring do not eat what is given in charity?" Sahih al-Bukhari 1486. Narrated Ibn Umar. The Prophet had forbidden the sale of dates till they were good, ripe, and when it was asked what it meant, the Prophet said, "Till there is no danger of blight." Sahih al-Bukhari 1487. Narrated Jabir bin Abdullah. The Prophet had forbidden the sale of fruits till they were ripe, free from blight. Sahih al-Bukhari 1488. Narrated Anas bin Malik. Allah's Messenger forbade the selling of fruits until they were ripe. The Prophet P.B.U.H. added, "It means that they become red." Sahih al-Bukhari 1489. Narrated Abdullah bin Umar. Umar bin al-Khattab gave a horse in charity in Allah's cause, and later he saw it being sold in the market and intended to purchase it. Then he went to the Prophet and asked his permission. The Prophet said, "Do not take back what you have given in charity." For this reason, Ibn Umar never purchased the things which he had given in charity, and in case he had purchased something unknowingly, he would give it in charity again. Sahih al-Bukhari 1490. Narrated Umar. Once I gave a horse in Allah's cause, in charity, but that person did not take care of it. I intended to buy it, as I thought he would sell it at a low price. So, I asked the Prophet P.B.U.H. about it. He said, "Neither buy, nor take back your alms which you have given, even if the seller were willing to sell it for 1 dirham, for he who takes back his alms is like the one who swallows his own vomit,